Plate tectonic processes and landforms in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, officially known as the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, is a U.S. territory located between the Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea. 35 square miles, it is home to 3.667 million people. When it comes to the formation of the island, there are two hypotheses that I came across in my research. One stated that the island was composed of older volcanic and plutonic rock, which is then overlain by younger to recent carbonates of other sediment rocks. Another one stated that the island was formed due to a large shift of tectonic plates, which sank in some areas and pushed other areas upwards, forming small islands. With this hypothesis, it is said that the island is located on top of a large mountain range. When it comes to the plates, Puerto Rico is located along the border of the North American plate and Caribbean plate. At the point in which these two plates meet, there is a large trench known as the Puerto Rico Trench, 75 miles off the northern side of Puerto Rico. There's a small component of subduction between these two plates, where the heavier North American plate is being subducted under the smaller Caribbean plate. A little more on the trench. It is said to have been created 70 million years ago as the North American and Caribbean plates started to grind past each other. In my RASP, we covered an experiment where the scientists created a free vehicle device that could travel the depths of the trench and gather information using an acoustic Doppler current meter. There are little information about this region, so they really wanted to find and gather more information on it. The trench is known as the deepest part of the Atlantic Ocean, and the deepest point within the trench is known as Milwaukee Depth. As you see here on the slide, it is just over 5.3 miles. One cool thing that I found too was that the southern side of the trench is covered with a smooth layer of limestone. The boundary that is created between the North American and the Caribbean plates is known as the transform fault boundary, where instead of the plates colliding against each other, they are sliding horizontally or vertically alongside each other. One thing to note with the transform fault boundaries, it is susceptible to earthquakes. When it comes to topography of the island, 60% of the territory is covered in mountains, which supports the second hypothesis that I stated earlier. You see here there are pictures of the inland mountains, the low coastlands, and the crest areas. When it comes to natural phenomenon, there are no known active volcanoes in Puerto Rico now, but they do suffer from earthquakes. The most recent earthquake was in 2014, which was a minimum earthquake of 6.4 magnitude. The biggest one that they had was in 1918, which struck at a 7.5 magnitude, causing 76 deaths.